Chocolate and Cheese, Novelization, Series 3, Chapter 10, Plan A, read by Olivia Richards. The train hissed as it arrived at Britomart, and Sam exited the carriage. Just as he did, his phone once again began to vibrate. Pulling it out of his pocket, he discovered it was from Jenny, who was once again calling him. "Hey Sam," she said. "Hey, so I'm here. Where should we meet?" asked Sam. Good question. I'm not too sure," replied Jenny. "Why don't we meet at Madeline's work?" asked Sam. "Sure, text me the address. I'll meet you there," said Jenny. Hanging up the call, Sam pulled down his phone from his ear and began to text Jenny the address of Madeline's work. Whilst texting, a stranger bumped into him and sent him sideways towards the shop window. Upon stopping and looking into the shop, he noticed the face of someone familiar. Sally. Sam's face lit up with glee before starting to wave to her. Suddenly his face dropped, and he remembered how angry he made her last time they spoke. As his face dropped, so did his wave, and he carried on down the street. A mere 10 minutes later, Jenny arrived at Madeline's work, only to find Sam sat outside at a table waiting for her. "Hey Sammy," said Jenny excitedly. "Well, you took your time," said Sam, as Jenny's expression dropped. "I'm just kidding, bring it in," said Sam, grabbing Jenny in a hug before releasing her as they sat down beside each other at a table. "So, the party," said Jenny. "Yes," replied Sam. "Tomorrow?" continued Jenny. "Yes," repeated Sam. "Whereabouts?" inquired Jenny. "Yes," stuttered Sam. I meant my place," he continued. "Your house?" asked Jenny. "Yep," replied Sam. "Your house where Lars practically lives?" asked Jenny again. "I'll just tell him that he needs to get out of the house for the day. I'll just say Madeline's coming over," said Sam. "And you're sure that'll work?" asked Jenny. "Yes, most definitely," said Sam, as Jenny's phone began to ring. "It's Lars," said Jenny. "Hiya," continued Jenny, picking up her phone. "Hey, so I was just wondering whereabouts in Britomart are you?" asked Lars as he walked out of Britomart station. Just by Madeline's work," said Jenny. What are you doing there?" asked Lars. "Oh, you know, stuff," lied Jenny. "Why do you ask?" "Hello," she continued, looking down at her phone and seeing that Lars had hung up on her. "What's wrong?" asked Sam. Nothing. I think Lars is coming though," said Jenny. "Oh," said Sam. "You'd better go. Don't let him see you though. He can't know we spoke," said Jenny. "My lips are sealed," said Sam, showing his understanding by making a sealed lip movement. "Good," Jenny said, as Sam stood and walked away. "Oh, Sam," said Jenny, stopping Sam in his tracks. "Yeah-huh?" said Sam. "Make sure Lars is out of the house by 11. That's when I'll be over," said Jenny. "Okay," said Sam, turning and walking away. Moments after Sam's disappeared, Lars approaches Jenny, flowers in hand. "Surprise!" he shouted. "Aw, babe, you didn't have to do that," said Jenny, taking the flowers out of his hand and smelling them. "Well, I just thought I'd be nice to you and surprise my lady," said Lars. "That's beautiful. Thank you, babe," said Jenny as Lars sat down opposite her. "What are you doing here anyway?" asked Lars. "Oh, you know, just enjoying the view," lied Jenny. "On your own?" asked Lars. Jenny opened her mouth to answer Lars just as a waiter approached them to take their order. "Can I take your order?" the waiter asked. "Oh yes, please," said Jenny eagerly. 10 minutes away, Sam walked back towards the train station as he passed Sally's work again. He glanced into the window to see if he could see her again. As his head turned, he bumped into another stranger. This time, the bump sent them both to the ground. "Sorry, I'm so sorry." "Sorry," said Sam. "No, don't be so," started the stranger, looking up at him. Sam looked up as the stranger stopped mid-speech. His eyes instantly recognized the stranger. "Sally?" asked Sam. "Oh, Sam. Hey," she said. How have you been?" asked Sam, helping them both up to their feet. Not too bad. You?" asked Sally. "Yeah, fine," said Sam. "Just fine?" she asked. "Yeah, well, good, I guess," said Sam. The pair stand facing each other for several moments, silent. "Well, I better go. I've got to get to work," said Sally. "Yeah, of course," said Sam. "But it was nice seeing you," said Sally, moving past him. "You too," said Sam, moving past her. "See you again sometime?" said Sam, turning back to her. "Yeah, sure," said Sally, turning back to him and then walking into her work. Sam continued onto the train station, happy, because it was that moment that he realised that even though things went wrong with Sally, he and her have both ended up in a good place, that Madeline was the best choice that he could have ever made, and that, who knows, he may even see her again. But he knows that even if he doesn't, that she will be okay, and so will he.